42 Jedi. Good hit. Welcome back, Commanders, to Navy Explained 360.
2, nicknamed the Warthog. More than just a legend, it is ready to go head-to-head with the most modern ground threats. This is an aircraft where its rugged, ugly exterior is directly proportional to the affection infantrymen feel for it. When those engines whine and that signature bird tears through the sky, a sound often likened to the chainsaw of death, soldiers on the ground know they are making it home alive. Despite the arrival of the stealth F-35, the A-10 remains a formidable contender. With the 2025 upgrade package, often referred to by experts as the Super A-10 initiative, this tank killer possesses firepower and durability far exceeding its original design limits. While fifth-generation fighters focus on stealth and beyond visual range combat, the A-10 remains loyal to the in-your-face philosophy, flying low, flying slow, and delivering kinetic brutality at ranges where the pilot can see the fear in the enemy's eyes. Forged from the bloody lessons of the Korean War and inheriting the legacy of the Douglas A-1 Skyraider, the Warthog was born to dominate the battlefield. So, what upgrades help the A-10 maintain its unique status? Let's decode how the 2025 A-10C variant is shaking up the global military landscape. Rewind to the 1960s. The Pentagon realized a grim truth. Victory doesn't lie in nuclear weapons, but in the ability to effectively support infantry. At that time, American military thinking was obsessed with Mach 2 speeds and long-range guided missiles. Strategists feared that if the Cold War turned hot, tens of thousands of Soviet T-62 and T-64 tanks would flood through the Fulda Gap in Germany like a wave of steel, sweeping away everything on the road to Paris. The U.S. Air Force needed something that could stem this tide of steel. In the Vietnam theater, the aging A-1 Skyraiders exposed a fatal weakness: slow speed, limited firepower. They became easy targets for dense anti-aircraft artillery and the tropical jungle canopy. Although the A-1 Skyraider had decent payload and loiter time, its radial piston engine was too fragile against modern flak. Meanwhile, trendy supersonic jets like the F-4 Phantom II or F-105 Thunderchief flew too fast, often over 430 knots, making it impossible for pilots to spot small, concealed targets, leading to poor accuracy and a high risk of blue-on-blue friendly fire incidents. The U.S. Air Force needed a breakthrough solution: a flying fortress capable of crushing Soviet tanks and breaking enemy lines to protect the Marines. This project was heavily influenced by the fighter mafia, rebellious military strategists like Pierre Sprey and John Boyd. They fiercely opposed the trend of building expensive, complex, yet temperamental aircraft. They wanted a crude plane, cheap, easy to maintain, durable as a tank, and carrying the biggest gun possible. In September 1966, General John P. McConnell ordered the launch of the AX program. The race to find the ultimate ground attack aircraft began. 6 contractors entered. In the end, it came down to a showdown between the Northrop YA-9A and the Fairchild Republic YA-10A. After a grueling series of fly-offs, the YA-10A emerged as the absolute victor. The YA-9 had a design quite similar to the later Soviet Su-25 Frogfoot, with engines mounted at the wing roots. However, Fairchild Republic's YA-10A featured a more bizarre but vastly superior design. Engines mounted high on the fuselage to avoid ingesting debris from austere runways and to mask their infrared signature. The twin vertical tails shielded the engine exhaust and increased stability if one tail surface was blown off. This ruthless pragmatism is what secured the A-10's victory on January 18, 1973. The USAF set almost impossible technical parameters: a 30mm rotary cannon, a 16,000-pound weapons payload, takeoff capability from short 4,000-foot strips, and operation in all weather conditions. This was the first American aircraft designed specifically for close air support. Its soul is the GAU-8 Avenger cannon, a masterpiece of mechanical destruction. Let's pause for a moment to talk about this monster. In reality, engineers didn't mount a gun on the A-10. They designed the airplane around the gun. The GAU-8A system and its massive ammunition drum weigh 4,029 pounds, accounting for roughly 16% of the aircraft's unladen weight. It is the size and weight of a Volkswagen Beetle. The GAU-8 can penetrate tank armor from a range of 4,000 feet. With a terrifying rate of fire of 3,900 rounds per minute, it rains down 65 rounds every second with 80% accuracy. The average recoil force of this cannon hits 10,000 pounds force, which is actually greater than the thrust of one of its two TF-34 jet engines. There is a rumor that if fired continuously, the plane would stop in mid-air. While that is hyperbole, the recoil does physically slow the aircraft by a few knots during a long burst. To ensure the plane doesn't yaw off course when firing, the cannon is mounted slightly to the left of the center line, so the firing barrel aligns perfectly with the aircraft's center of gravity. This forced the nose landing gear to be shifted slightly to the right, a fascinating asymmetry visible if you stare it dead in the face. The A-10's magazine mixes armor-piercing incendiary and high-explosive rounds. The Avenger remains the most powerful aircraft cannon ever built, making the A-10 the Grim Reaper for any armored force. Beyond the gun, the A-10 integrates AGM-65 Maverick missiles and the AGR-20 precision guidance system. This combination creates unprecedented multi-target destructiveness. During Operation Desert Storm, A-10 pilots utilized the Maverick so effectively that 90% of these missiles were launched from Warthogs, obliterating thousands of Iraqi tanks. Encased in the titanium bathtub armor, the A-10 shields its pilot against 23mm anti-aircraft rounds. Its tenacious survivability and overwhelming firepower make it a priceless asset in large-scale campaigns. As global threats shift, the Air Force has decided to keep the A-10 in service. It is a nightmare for supply convoys, hunting insurgents and providing direct support to special forces. Since entering combat in 1976, the Warthog has undergone multiple metamorphoses. This airframe is projected to keep its wings over the battlefield until beyond 2040. No other asset can replace its role. The magic lies in its aerodynamic design. Despite being large and heavy, the A-10 is incredibly agile at low altitudes. It is built to operate from rough, debris-strewn forward airstrips. Its long, straight wings with massive surface area generate immense lift, allowing the A-10 to loiter at extremely low speeds, around 160 knots, without stalling. This capability gives the pilot more time to scan the battlefield with the naked eye, distinguishing between shrubbery and enemy camouflage. Its ailerons can split open to act as air brakes, stabilizing the aircraft during steep dive-bombing runs. The two General Electric TF-34 jet engines are mounted high on the tail, separated from the fuselage and wings. This placement masks their infrared signature from heat-seeking missiles and prevents foreign object damage ingestion. The TF-34 is a high-bypass turbofan, similar to commercial airliner engines. This design results in cooler exhaust, significantly reducing the risk of lock-on by heat-seeking missiles, while being extremely fuel-efficient, allowing the A-10 to patrol for 2 to 4 hours without aerial refueling. Although Congress once considered replacing the A-10 with the F-35 Lightning II at a cost of $4.2 billion, battlefield reality proved otherwise. The F-35 flies too fast and is too expensive to operate. More importantly, in counterinsurgency wars, using a $500,000 missile from a stealth jet to destroy a pickup truck is a horrific waste. The A-10 does it with a few $100s worth of cheap shells. To cement its status, the A-10 underwent the comprehensive Suite 10 upgrade package and the A-10C program. Digital cockpit systems and laser-guided capabilities were integrated. From a purely analog aircraft with steam gauges and paper maps taped to the thigh, the A-10C transformed with two 5x5-inch multifunction color displays, showing moving digital maps and feeds from sniper or lightning targeting pods. The HOTAS stick, borrowed from the F-15E Strike Eagle, allows pilots to manipulate every weapon without lifting their hands from the controls. A critical leap was the V-12 communication system. This technology optimizes coordination between pilots and paratroopers, specifically in combat search and rescue missions. In USAR missions, the A-10 often assumes the Sandy role, the on-scene commander, flying low to suppress enemy fire, creating a safety perimeter for rescue helicopters to swoop in for extraction. The Warthog isn't just a machine. It is a thunderous statement of U.S. tactical air power in the 21st century. Speed is no longer the sole factor for survival. Modern tactics rely on striking from beyond the enemy's reach. With new weapon systems, the A-10 no longer needs to dive into low-altitude air defense nets. It obliterates targets from a safe standoff distance, displaying incredible flexibility in the sky. When night falls, the Hog still rules the battlefield. Modern night vision goggles allow pilots to hunt from medium altitudes and even engage enemy warships using AGR-20 guided rockets. The U.S. Navy recently coordinated with A-10s in counter-fast attack craft exercises. With the ability to carry a massive load of guided rockets, an A-10 flight can wipe out an entire swarm of suicide boats threatening a carrier. Major Kading, a veteran commander, once asserted, "Survival isn't just about thick armor, it's about smart tactics." And the A-10 possesses both. In 2019, the Suite 9 software upgrade package completely altered the tactical landscape. For the first time, the aircraft's onboard computers established a direct digital handshake with forward air controllers on the ground. This is the SADL and Link 16 architecture. Instead of screaming descriptions over a radio, ground troops simply mark coordinates on a tablet, and that location instantly appears on the A-10 pilot's HUD as a red triangle. Friendly force positions are displayed in real time on the pilot's screen. This effectively eliminates the risk of blue-on-blue incidents in the chaos of close-quarters combat. The real power lies in multitasking capability. With a single button press, the pilot can ripple-fire 6 guided bombs onto 6 different targets simultaneously. The ballistics computing system allows for the deployment of GBU-38 or GBU-31 JDAM smart bombs with absolute precision in a single pass over the target area. The IFFCC continuously calculates windage, altitude, airspeed, and dive angle to display an impact point accurate to the meter, turning even dumb iron bombs into precision weapons. The Hobbit helmet technology, also known as the Scorpion HMCS, acts as the pilot's God's eye. It tracks the operator's head movements, synchronizing their line of sight with the Scorpion targeting system. You look, you shoot. This system projects tactical symbology onto a monocle over the pilot's right eye. If a missile warning system detects an incoming threat, a red arrow appears pointing to the missile's vector, allowing the pilot to react in a split second without ever looking down at the instrument panel. But what terrifies the enemy most is the sheer depth of the magazine. The A-10C carries 16,000 pounds of ordnance across 11 hardpoints under the wings and fuselage. This payload is equivalent to a World War II B-17 heavy bomber, but packed into a highly agile tactical airframe. The loadout list is a symphony of destruction. Mark 82 500-pounders, Mark 84 2,000-pound bunker busters, GBU-39 small-diameter bombs, and incendiary cluster munitions. Specifically, the GBU-39 small-diameter bomb is a revolution. Each A-10 hardpoint can carry a quad pack of 4 SDBs. With a glide range of over 60 miles, the A-10 can neutralize 16 different targets from absolute standoff safety, without ever entering the danger zone. We cannot overlook the AGM-65 Maverick air-to-ground missiles, 2.75-inch rockets, and AIM-9 sidewinders for self-defense. Although not a dogfighter, the A-10 famously shot down 2 Iraqi helicopters using its rotary cannon during the Gulf War. With modern AIM-9X missiles, it is fully capable of defending itself against UAVs and armed helicopters. To counter enemy missiles, the A-10 carpets the sky with flares and chaff, combined with advanced electronic jamming suites. Thanks to upgraded situational awareness, pilots no longer have to strain their eyes searching for friendlies through smoke and dust. Digital data paints a crystal-clear tactical map. The stark distinction between friend and foe transforms the A-10 into a colder, more precise assassin than ever before. Building on this success, the Suite 10 upgrade fully integrated the APKWS laser-guided rocket. This weapon turns cheap, unguided rocket pods into laser surgical instruments from long range. The data link system allows A-10 flights to share threat data instantly. If one aircraft spots a target, the entire squadron engages. It doesn't stop there. The 40th Flight Test Squadron in Florida is finalizing the Suite 11 package. The goal: integration of the GBU-39 SDB, upgraded cockpit displays, and hardened anti-jam GPS systems. A new strategic feature being integrated is the ability to carry the ADM-160 mauled decoy missile. The A-10 will act as a decoy truck, launching dozens of these fake missiles to flood enemy radar screens with hundreds of phantom targets, overloading air defenses to clear a path for F-35s and F-22s. Finally, the massive wing replacement project, spanning from 2007 to 2019, is complete. The new wings ensure the A-10 airframe can withstand the stress of high-intensity combat operations. With a rejuvenated mechanical heart and a modern digital brain, the Thunder God A-10 will continue to rule the skies until at least 2030, defying every limit of time. The A-10 Thunderbolt II isn't just an attack aircraft. It is the US Air Force's Terminator. It was designed with a brutal philosophy: survive at all costs. The airframe is built to withstand direct hits from 23mm high-explosive anti-aircraft rounds. Even if the hydraulic systems are completely severed, the pilot can activate manual reversion, using direct mechanical cables and pulleys to fly the bird back to base. Iraq, 2003. Captain Kim Campbell faced death when her A-10 was shredded by anti-aircraft fire, losing hydraulics and an engine. But the beast refused to fall. Through superior skill and the machine's durability, Campbell landed safely. This event is undeniable proof. The A-10 is tougher and more resilient than any theoretical prediction. Ultimate pragmatism is shown in its maintenance. The engines, main landing gear, and vertical stabilizers are interchangeable left to right. This allows for rapid cannibalization and repair at the most austere forward outposts. The aircraft is designed to be rearmed, refueled, and repaired at chest height without the need for specialized ladders. Even when the landing gear is retracted, the main wheels still protrude partially from the fairing. This design intention is clear. If a pilot is forced to perform a belly landing, the wheels will make contact first, protecting the airframe from catastrophic structural damage. The heart of its survivability is the titanium bathtub, a 1,200-pound armored tub surrounding the cockpit. This 1.5-inch thick plate makes the pilot impervious to ground fire. Even if the fuel tanks are punctured, disaster is averted. The tanks are centrally located, self-sealing, and lined with reticulated polyurethane foam to prevent vapor explosions. The fuel delivery system is also dual redundant. If a line is severed, check valves automatically lock it off, and fuel is rerouted through a backup line following a different path, ensuring the engines are never starved. Even if all 4 main tanks are destroyed, the reserve system provides enough fuel for the A-10 to fly another 230 miles, escaping the enemy's kill box. Operation Desert Storm in 1991 was the A-10's historic stage. This single aircraft type obliterated 900 Iraqi tanks, 2,000 military vehicles, and 1,200 artillery pieces. From the Balkans to Afghanistan and the war against ISIS, the A-10 has always been the most reliable tip of the close air support spear. It flies low, hits hard, and sows psychological terror in the enemy. The 422nd Test and Evaluation Squadron is reshaping the Warthog's future. Nighttime nap-of-the-earth tactics and the integration of APKWS-2 laser-guided rockets are turning the A-10 into a potential literal ship killer. Recent exercises show the A-10 can coordinate with Apache helicopters to hunt small naval vessels. With its ability to carry a massive load of slow-speed munitions, the A-10 is incredibly effective against enemy swarm boat tactics. These upgrades allow the A-10 to operate independently in denied areas, optimizing precision strike capabilities in a volatile modern combat environment. The debate over replacing the A-10 with the F-35 Lightning II is effectively over. Battlefield realities in Ukraine and the Middle East prove that expensive stealth technology cannot replace the A-10's overwhelming volume of fire and low operating costs. The Pentagon has confirmed the A-10 will serve well into the 2030s. The combination of the GAU-8 Avenger cannon and smart munitions helps it maintain a unique dominance. In a high-tech world, the A-10 proves that grit and raw firepower remain the keys to victory. The legend of the Thunder will continue to dominate the skies. What do you think about the future of the A-10? Will it stand firm in the stealth era, or will it soon be replaced by drones? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next top-secret military file. Thanks for watching. Goodbye and see you next time.